a boffin on a bike. Astrophysicist Anja Andersen is on a mission into space. In the Danish capital of Copenhagen, she's exploring one of the most intriguing secrets currently preoccupying the world of astrophysics. That's for the research of what's called dark matter and dark energy in the universe. Experiments with dust particles in the laboratory help Anja to explain how the universe, the stars and the planets were formed. But with her team in the Dark Cosmology Centre, she's also using satellite data to search for indications of so far unknown forms of energy and matter in space.
There's a great revolution going on in astronomy, and actually our whole concept of how the universe was formed and how it develops and what the future of the universe will be have changed significantly over the past 5 years. The whole concept of dark energy actually means that the universe is not only expanding, it's accelerating. And that's a completely new concept, because it means that the traditional idea people liked about Big Bang, that you could get an expanding universe which would then contract and then you could start off a new universe. That's no longer a possible interpretation of the Big Bang scenario with the dark energy, because what you have there is an expanding universe that will keep expanding.
Particles of much smaller dimensions, in fact 1 million times smaller than a grain of sand, are fascinating Italian scientist Alessandra Pavizio. She heads a research department of a major pharmaceutical company near Padua in Italy. She's exploring the medical applications of nanotechnology.
The research we're doing is into tissue engineering. We use biodegradable materials of natural origin which have been grown with cells in the lab. What we're trying to do is to regenerate that tissue in order to use it under real-life conditions outside the lab.
Making robots smarter and autonomous is the aim of Gaëlle Corveau and Aurélie Claudic at France's Institute of Systems Analysis in Toulouse. While robots are already commonplace in factories, the development of more intelligent systems able to interact with humans is still quite new. While Gaëlle is working as the project manager, Aurélie is developing programs for the robot to enable it to be more interactive with its environment.
Je travaille sur la partie décisionnelle de ce robot, sur la supervision.
I'm working on the decision-making system for this robot and its ability to observe its surroundings.
C'est-à-dire qu'il sache se localiser, qu'il sache effectuer un mouvement de manière autonome.
We're trying to make the different algorithms or procedures work together so that the robot recognizes its location and can move independently.
De manière autonome.
In my opinion, a robot in an industrial environment normally performs repetitive acts. Its actions are predetermined and precise. In our project, we are developing robots which will be able to choose on its own how to act.
Aurélie and Gaëlle are working in a research field which is still dominated by men. In order to succeed, they've had to sacrifice their private lives for their scientific careers.
In all types of work, having a family is very demanding. For example, one has to get home at a reasonable time in the evening, etc. Scientific research is no different. What's difficult is when one has to go on a mission far from home, and that mission can take days or even weeks.
For women, it is very, very difficult to combine a family life with a professional life. You always have to make compromises between them and try not to let one area suffer. But in some Northern European countries, it's the father who is faced with making difficult choices.
Alessandra has decided to make her career her priority. She has managerial responsibilities and works on scientific committees in Europe. She thinks that too many women get lost on the way to the top jobs when they get distracted by home life.
To create something from scratch and to follow it through takes a lot of energy, time and passion. A lot of time. One has to dedicate a large part of one's life to the cause.
But Anja has managed to combine her career with a family. Finding the right partner who was willing to take his share of duties was crucial in raising 3 children and being able to work in one of the most exciting fields in astrophysics.
%25% of the astronomers worldwide are women, so I think we're not doing that bad. And here at the Institute, at the Niels Bohr Institute, 25% of our PhD students are women. So there's actually a good percentage of PhD students in science coming out, and in Europe as a whole, I think it's about 40% of the women holding a PhD degree in science. So I mean, that's doing well. So the recruiting pool is there.
I
think things are changing. There are many more women who are capable of managing both a professional life and a private one. And of course, the technology helps a lot. You can be doing your job even if you're not at your place of work. Mobile phones and the internet allow you to work anywhere. And there's now a new work culture which also helps.
In order to attract more women to a career in science, Anja is trying to pass on her enthusiasm for research. She organises exhibitions and contributes to the making of scientific TV programmes for children in Denmark. She also takes her own youngsters to the new science museum in Copenhagen called the Experimentium.
In the science community, I think women are accepted, and I don't have the feeling that, that there's any prejudice. It's not like it's an old boys club who deliberately try to keep out women.
For women to reach the top jobs, they have to be determined. If they have a supportive family, they'll get there.
Credo che le scelte che fanno spesso I governi sia a livello comunitario.
I think governments at European and national levels should ensure a real equality between the sexes, particularly for managerial positions. This is missing. Otherwise, one risks having only male managers.
So there does seem to be a tendency that women can at least not be significantly worse than the men if they're going to acquire a position. It's a bit hard for me to say whether I'm, smarter than all the guys, but I don't feel more stupid than all the guys.
Discovering nature's secrets and building a better tomorrow is what drives Anja and her fellow female scientists. Increasingly, women are taking up the opportunity to work in this area and are turning their enthusiasm for science into a successful career.